everyone. Today we're taking a look at my question. How does participation in designed online technological interaction platforms affect real-life leadership behaviors in teenage girls who affiliate with a national girls leadership organization that offers that platform? As of this recording, I am still analyzing the data, and I'm going through a process of considering my focused observation, how to code for reliability, and I'm also attempting a template approach. So in considering my level of focus and observation in the interview process and the data analysis process, interview 1, which was recorded and transcribed, has really provided comprehensive, thick description. It's a large data capture. It's a significant amount of data, and that's what I'm currently wrestling with. My second interview, I did handwritten notes only, and I find that it's much more focused in terms of my takeaways and attentive to all aspects of observation. I was much more in the moment. My data capture was much more slim, and I think because of that, it really makes it difficult to code. I'm really hoping to get some heuristics here, some language, and interview 2 does not offer that. Secondarily, I'm considering coding for reliability. 2 pieces are going well. There are some initial trends appearing. The code families do feel natural, as you'll see in a moment, but more challenging is the rambling nature of the interview makes it hard to standardize the units of text. I can't guarantee that my code is going to stay the same over time. Discriminant capability, this is a fancy way of saying it's hard to keep all of the codes in one's head at one time. And I honestly have a personal preference of doing a more inductive approach than how I began. Now, I am using a template that I formulated after completing the 2 interviews, but before really digging into the data. As you can see here, this is the basic template that I created, where I created some families and some subsets. You can also see that there is the beginnings of a second layer of coding that is in italics, and it's my intent to use these codes throughout, but even this small number of codes with 3 primary families, each with 2 or 3 subsets, has been very difficult to keep track of. You can see from this slide, this is a snapshot from the interview transcript itself, that I am using the notes function in Microsoft Word to indicate which code family and which subcode I can attach. As you can see also, unitization of text is very tricky. This is from a young woman. She's 18 years old, and her linguistic style, very, very rich, very descriptive, but not well punctuated, and that seems to be adding a little bit of a challenge. After working through the transcript as far as I've gone, I found a couple initial themes and conclusions that have bubbled up. First of all, I think that the personal connection between this large empire of an organization and the individual is quite present in the interview as a whole. Even though the organization is really focused on leadership development, they really are changing the dialogue about how girls think about themselves, and the interesting piece is really the intertwining between personal wellness and personal growth and the organization. A lot of the things that the first interviewee called upon as a reference point really speaks to personal growth. Secondarily, I find myself beginning to see that the organization itself has generated tremendous goodwill and trust in their participants through chapter and online activity, and so this would indicate that new initiatives like launching an app would be received very well because their brand is very socialized within a large audience. If I were to continue in this line of research, there are several things that my initial data would point to wanting to open up a bit more. First of all, getting a sizable sample of participants on the app who are both chapter members and non-chapter members would reveal activity levels and the impact of the app as a standalone tool. Secondly, more time in an interview and possibly moving away from a structured interview protocol to a method that allows for more free form and follow the interviewee type of a method so that the responses aren't so guided. And then third, I'd like to diversify my interviewee poll to include more leaders and more organizations as a whole to provide the most robust set of data. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to your questions and comments.